I said it before and I'll say it again. Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
What's going on, vinyl community? It's LJ, here with my second attempt tonight to shoot this video. The last time I forgot to hit record and the power save feature kicked in like 3 minutes into me talking. Oh well, we'll start over again. What's going on, everyone? Today's video, I wanted to kind of share some killer cassette finds that I grabbed today at the thrift store. Wasn't even expecting. Wanted to show some things that I had gotten in the mail from a trade with VC member Greeno. And also some quick VC Love Train action from Dave, Someone 481. Before I start all that, I wanted to start by thanking all the recent new subscribers that have come on board in the last week or so. Much appreciated, guys. Glad to have you around. Whether you openly comment, shoot videos or not, it's great to have you here, and I'm glad you're enjoying it. Hope you're liking what you're seeing, and always feel free to leave me a comment on anything you might like to see. Second is I finally got my own battery-operated flickering candle. No music room is complete without a battery-operated flickering candle, inspired by the VC member that inspired me to make my very first video almost 2 years ago, Punk, Texas. Punk, if you're watching, I now have, although it's not as cool as yours, my very own battery-operated flickering candle. So, here it sits, and there it'll always be. What we're listening to in the background, Robert Johnson, king of the Delta Blues Singers, the source of classic jazz release. It's a fantastic album, one many are familiar with. If you're not, pick it up. I should mention, your very own battery-operated flickering candle can be had on eBay from Hong Kong for like 90 cents shipped. It's ridiculous. Anyways, so some quick VCLT action from Dave, Someone 481. As Dave knows, I started my morning listening to Black Sabbath's Reunion. I got some new speakers here in the listening room and just been trying to flip some different things at them, see how they react, get them situated. I'm loving them. They're tower speakers, and I'll do a video on those. So Sabbath's Reunion was giving them a workout. Man, this sounds awesome. Awesome. Unfortunately, I don't believe that's on vinyl. And I got a package from Dave yesterday. So I opened it this morning. David mentioned he wanted to send me something. I mentioned I had some things for him as well. They crossed each other in the mail. Dave shot a video yesterday, 2 days ago, with some of the singles I'd sent him. And I opened his, and if you know Dave, and if you've seen his videos, and there's a link down here in the description if you'd like to swing by, then you know what Dave looks like. And when I saw this, I was positive Dave had made a CD. Because if anything looks like Dave, it's that guy. And I mean, even just the period pieces surrounding him, from the lamp to the table to the guitar to the wall unit. But it's not Dave. It's actually an artist called J.D. McPherson. And it's an artist I wasn't familiar with. And in Dave's note, he said he kind of just wanted to send a piece of Dave here to the music room. And Dave, if you're not familiar, is really into all things rockabilly, 50s, very, very early 60s, just good old rock and roll rockabilly stuff. So without any expectations, I went ahead and put this on, and I ended up listening to it twice, all the way through. Just killer, killer, killer stuff. I did exchange a few PMs with Dave after that, and, you know, he had so many wonderful things to say about this. It sounds very much in the vein of, like, a Little Richard, or I thought, like even a James Brown, just those vocals. It was just so killer. Killer, killer, killer. I don't even know if it's fair to call it rockabilly. I guess maybe in that style, but it's definitely got like an early rhythm and blues punch to it. Highly worth checking out. So again, J.D. McPherson, Signs and Signifiers. Highly worth checking out. It actually is on vinyl, so I'll be seeing if I can track down a copy of it on vinyl now. But it's awesome. Dave, I love it. And I think Dave wasn't too sure what I was going to think of it. But it's fantastic. Dave, thank you so much. I loved it, man. And I'm glad you like the singles as well. Before we get into the cassettes, I want to move on real quick to some trades that I did. My heavy metal brother, Greeno, in the Baltimore area. So Greeno and I have had kind of a running tab going back and forth. We're both in a huge 70s rock rut at the moment. And Greeno will shoot me a text, I found this at the record show, or me, him, hey, I found this while I was out digging, check out this pic, do you have it, do you want it? And we've been doing a lot of swapping back and forth, and man, it's just been awesome, Greeno, appreciate it, man, and it's been really cool. So we're kind of stockpiling stuff, and then, you know, we'll talk at night or call each other on the phone or something, you know, and try to even out where are we at, are we good with it, and shoom, off it goes. And Greeno's packages came today. Hopefully he gets his tomorrow. I'll let him show those. But here's some of the stuff that Greeno sent over in the latest trade. First is 2 new wave hits of the 80s CDs. These were produced by Rhino. This is volume 2 and volume 4. And they're not the typical BJ's bullshit. I mean, there's some good stuff on here. There's Joy Division, Human Sexual Response. I just found their first record on vinyl. Boomtown Rats, Split Ends, Devo, Duran Duran, the Monroes, Soft Cell, Bauhaus. There is some good stuff on these. Excellent, excellent stuff. Greeno, thank you. Usually I kind of avoid comps like this just because they're a dime a dozen. But those were actually really, really good. Shake the Light. A couple books. I was really excited when he mentioned he found these. The first is Martin Popoff's Collector's Guide to Heavy Metal, Volume 1, the 70s. Greeno turned this over, I believe, at the record show. It still has the CD that came with it. And I know I've showed in my last couple of videos that I have the Southern Rock Review by Popoff and one other book. But Popoff's stuff is just awesome, man. He is a heavy metal writer for the heavy metal listener, or a rock writer for the rock listener. I mean, the guy just gets it. You know, he's got a degree in, I think, English. He's got a degree in marketing, a master's in marketing. The guy's a smart dude. But, man, what a career to just take what you love and just do it, you know, for life. And what a great reference book. I mean, there's everything in here from, like, Kiss to Mahogany Rush, Skinner, JoJo Gone, Hammersmith. I mean, I'm just seeing Foreigner, everything in here. Foghat, Deep Purple, Cooper, Captain Beyond. It's nuts. And like the Southern Rock Review book, you just, when I'm listening to a record, and I was talking to Greeno about this, especially for something from this period, it's just so much more authentic, and it adds just that touch of authenticity to it. To grab a book and read about it, or call, you know, a friend and talk about it, rather than to just hit Wikipedia, you know, because if it's there, it must be true. I mean, Christ, it's on the internet. It can't be bull. It can't be a lie. But it just adds such a great feel of authenticity to it. And Popoff's books fetch silly money sometimes. So when he mentioned he found this and, you know, do you want me to grab it? I don't think I got back to him for like 4 or 5 hours because I was busy painting outside. And I was like, yes, 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 if you're still there. And he had grabbed it anyway. So that's awesome. Thank you, brother. Also, he had sent over Rock Detector, another reference guide. This is the 80s A to Z of 80s rock. This is one badass big book, almost 700 pages, just all things 80s rock. And there's a bookmark in it, which is cool. This is from, I know Greeno has a copy of this too, but check that out. It opens right up to Lita Ford. Attaboy, Greeno! Very, very cool stuff. Cherry red books in the UK. But just like the 70s book, and it's not Popoff, but it's just a reference of all things 80s. I mean, 80s rock. It's crazy. You got Skid Row, Pantera, you name it. It's just all King Cobra. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And again, I mean, I'm reading, I think, the Zeppelin biography right now, when Giants Walk the Earth or something. But this is just a cool pull-it-out reference. Here's what started the trade. This is Riot Thundersteel. This is an album I was missing from Riot's collection. I found a copy of this for 10 or 12 bucks, and it had a big gash on side 2. But it's just so hard to come across that I almost popped on it or tried to make a deal on it. And right as I was about to do that, I got a message from Greeno that he had found a copy at the record show. And I was like, hell yeah, pick it up. So that started the trade, and here's the stuff that rounded it out. Here's a copy of the Sunset Bombers, which I haven't listened to yet. I'm told it's 70s rock. It's on Areola from 78, so I'm sure it is. And funny story is, this is an album Greeno had owned a while ago, and I think he mentioned there's a tick on side 2. And so he had traded it off or sold it off to a guy he buys albums from. And like 3 years later, you know, he saw a copy at that guy's place, bought it, finally a replacement. It was the same copy. It sold 3 years ago. So at this point, this is a mercy killing. Greeno has sent this over to me in the Boston area just to get it the hell away from home so he never buys it again. Here's another one that he found recently and he owned and he thought I would dig. This is I Am the Blues by Willie Dixon. I've never heard this album, but I've only heard great things about it, so I can't wait to tear into it. and 4 David Allan Coe LPs. And this kind of stands to answer the question, this Tennessee whiskey of LJ, do you like country? Here's Castles in the Sand. The answer is yes, I do. Here's Spectrum 7. And further, these top 4 cubes are all classic country rock and southern rock. So yes, I do, and I'll definitely make a separate video on that. And here's I've got something to say. Excuse me. So David Allan Coe, killer classic outlaw country. Love it. And when he found those, he shot me a text right away and said, "Do you want them?" Hell yeah. Let's see. To round things out, Greeno now has me absolutely hooked on Classic Rock magazine, which is just awesome. So he sent over a few new issues. Here's Slash. This one is from June 2012. I cannot stop reading these. This is summer 2012. Some great articles in here. Kind of the events that shaped 1977. The King was dead. Long live the King. Led Zeppelin play their final U.S. show. The Disco Wars. Is that rock's real threat? Fleetwood Mac. Just so well written. Such a great magazine. I'm really getting into to reading this. The Rush issue I just showed, I've actually read through like 3 times already. And the Resurrection of ZZ Top. I think this is the August issue. And this is just, killer. The way the articles are written, this is just really done right. And it might be one of the few rock mags out there that really still is. That was the stuff that Greeno and I worked out in this trade. This is our 2nd or 3rd trade, and man, they're just a blast. And I'm looking forward to doing a ton more. And even as we kind of migrate off into different genres of interest or current obsessions and new wave or whatever, or back to straight up 80s metal, man, I just can't wait to keep trading. It's awesome, Greeno. Thank you, man. You rock. So here's a stack of cassettes to carry on that I found today. I popped in the thrift store. I was not looking for this. And they said, we got a box of cassettes here. Take a look. So, okay, sure. I ended up pulling out like 25. And the first 6, they're 3 for $1 at the store, by the way. And the first 6 are really the ones that I want to show you. And then I'll kind of blast through the rest. Just because they're cool. They're unique. First, check this out. Here's the Rolling Stones Made in the Shade. And you can already notice, that's definitely a different looking case. And I don't know anybody who's seen these before, but the way it pulls out. I have only ever seen cases like this at the library. You know, it looks to be an American release, but it's not one I could find any information about right quick on the cassette. So if anybody knows anything about these types of cases, and is it like the Warner Brothers DVD snap cases? Is it just something that didn't catch on over the clamshell cases? Let me know. Leave me a comment. It's very cool. It's the only one of these I own. And the next 4, these were cool because they were all Philippine presses. Here's Triumph, Allied Forces. You can see it has the orange label on it. You can see the glue is actually starting to push through at this point. But the covers are like, they almost have that I came off of a laser printer feel to them, but they're too old to have been laser printered. Here's Deep Purple's Live in London. Excuse me. Again with the red labels. This is almost like a red Canadian Atlantic label, that same color. Again, both Philippine presses, and so are these. This is Deepest Purple, the very best of Deep Purple. Same thing, purple label. And they all play great. And here's Nugent, Ted Nugent. And this is from, 82, I think is 82 release? Somewhere around there, whatever. Again, red label, like an off-white cassette. So very cool. I was not expecting to find those. And it actually wasn't. I didn't realize they were Philippine presses until I was looking at them. And I noticed the covers were a little off. Like a little pixelated. Did I realize something was kind of funky? And they turned out to be Philippine releases. So it's kind of just a cool thing to have in the collection. 2 sealed cassettes. Here's Damn Yankees, Don't Tread. Again, sealed, never opened. And Black Sabbath's Dehumanizer. It's on the blue cassette. Again, sealed, never opened. I have this on vinyl and CD as well, but I never had it on cassette. I may have in high school. I don't remember. This came out when I was in 9th grade. 9th grade, I believe, a freshman in high school. Great cassette and still sealed. And then, right quick, here's the other ones that I pulled out of that box. Just got them cleaned up. If you're interested, hang around for a minute. Here's The Runaways, Queens of Noise. Here's Ted Nugent, Penetrator. I've actually never heard this Nugent album. It's from '84, so I can't wait to tear into that. Here's the Rolling Stones, Undercover. Ted Nugent, Great Gonzos. And some of these are doubles, but I just didn't have the heart to leave them sitting there. Led Zeppelin, Coda. So it kind of becomes the process of, excuse me, does it play better than mine? Is it better than mine? Zeppelin 2. Let's listen into this one, actually. It's up there in the tape deck. And, you know, if they do, and if it's a double, here's Zeppelin 4. I'll just go ahead and just pass them around throughout the cassette community, by all means. Springsteen's Born in the USA. I do love Springsteen. Greetings from Asbury Park. Here is the second set I have found of the live box set. And these were just everywhere, man. I think I have this on vinyl cassette, and I don't have it on CD. But, I mean, I just remember being at a friend's house the morning this came out, and his dad had, like, gone out in the wee hours in the morning to, like, go wait in line just to come home with these 3 tapes. And, man, when he walked in the door and we were playing Atari, I mean, he was lit. Jump for joy. It was crazy how big of a release this was. This was massive. Bruce was the man when this came out. And you know what? It's a really good, really good box set. The best is Easy Top. Asia's First. And we're down into, I think, the last, 6. Here's Nazareth, Exercises. I never seen Nazareth around on cassette. It's one of my favorite Nazareth releases. Malice in Wonderland. Europe, Wings of Tomorrow. Here's one I didn't have from Molly Hatchet, The Deed Is Done. And here's 2 I know I have from Triumph, so I'll have to see what's better. These are mine, Triumph's Never Surrender, and Triumph, Progressions of Power. And that is it for this update. I definitely have a vinyl update to shoot, so I'll be back within kind of the next day or 2 to do that. But until then, thanks for watching. Again, thanks to all the new subscribers. Greeno, thanks for the trades. You're the man. Dave, awesome CD. Absolutely loved McPherson. This is cool. Definitely going to listen to this a bunch more times. And to the guy that bought the Philippines cassettes, and they're now mine, thank you very much. Talk to you soon, BC. Ciao. Oh shit, it's battery lit.